Welcome to Joe's Astrology. This is the composite chart for Ashanti and Nelly. I believe they just got married or they got engaged just the other day. This is their composite chart, but there's no time for Nelly, so I don't have the houses. It's just the aspects and the signs. The biggest thing that stands out here is this Pluto and Venus on the North Node, and I just did the Rosalia and Jeremy Allen White composite, and it was the same North Node Venus. And I did another video on North Node Venus, so I'll link them down in the description. I'm not trying to do this on purpose to advertise. It just happens this way, and that's really good. I think that's really favorable for a composite. I would like to have Venus on the North Node. I don't know about Pluto, but it could be a very romantic and loving relationship with that Venus in Libra, the ruler of that North Node. But then you throw Pluto there, all the things that come along with Pluto. There could be fears, psychological stuff, abandonment issues, jealousy, things like that. And what's interesting is Saturn is currently at I think it's at like 15 degrees, and it's making a trine. Right now, it's making a trine to that Mars Uranus. It's at like 15 degrees in Pisces, and it's making a trine to that Mars Uranus in Scorpio. And will be interesting when Saturn goes over the South Node in about 2 to 3 years. And the ruler of that South Node is Mars. And there will be an inconjunct this chart, Saturn will be making a transit, an inconjunct transit to that Mars and Uranus. And we know that Mars and Uranus can bring quick change, explosive change, violent changes, because Uranus is sudden change and Mars can be violent. Or so I'm just thinking that a lot of that this Pluto Venus North Node will be triggered by that Saturn South Node transit, and we'll see if they make the adjustments. I'm just thinking that there's going to be some issue will come up, and they'll have to make some adjustment to make this work. And of course, they might. I don't know what. I'm just speculating what that could be. They have a nice Jupiter Neptune conjunction in Sagittarius. So this could be a couple that likes to travel together. They like to perform together. They could make music together. So when we're looking at the composite, we can look at favorable things that the couple can do together to make the relationship better, and then we can look at challenges. And we see here as well, there's a Neptune. The Neptune-Jupiter conjunction is making a square to the moon in Virgo. And that could be off because we don't have the time for Nelly, so that could be off. But let's just assume that it's close enough and it would be in Virgo. This could be an indicator of that there's challenges with the family, with the emotions, with motherhood, and with Jupiter, maybe opinions, someone maybe feeling righteous. Someone could get into arguments about who knows better, and there could be also some with Neptune there. If that Neptune is making a square to the moon, there could be some confusion around certain topics that have to do with the moon, like I said, motherhood, feelings, emotions, and maybe that's where things get muddled and they maybe have some disagreements, not really seeing eye to eye or seeing the truth of certain matters. And with Mercury, Uranus, and Mars, and the Sun in Scorpio, and Pluto on the North Node, that's a lot of water. It's a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions. So it could be with Scorpio, this and everything I mentioned with the Pluto North Node, Venus. It could be a very beautiful, deep, psychological relationship where they learn about each other at a very deep level and they can relate and the bond can be like super strong. It also can get to a point where it's obsessive, hard to let go, hard to separate. We see Saturn here is making a trine to Jupiter, so that might be something that's and it's in Leo. So this idea that they maybe could perform together, they can make music together. You also see Neptune is making a sextile to that North Node Venus. So I think if they can perform together, work together, and stick to music, if that's something that they do together often, I think that will be something that could ground them, ground some of those emotions and deep feelings, and give them something to do physically to do together, uh, that will consistently produce good feelings if they stick to the music, without too much Virgo as far as like what it sounds like, what it looks like, just the going about doing the music, the enjoyment of the music. I think that'll be something really positive for this composite chart. And even though I know they're musicians, I can. It's not just that. You can see the, like as I mentioned, Neptune. Neptune is the planet, and with Jupiter there, it's really expanding this uh, musical ability and creativity. And with it, with Saturn and Leo, it's very similar. With the Leo being very creative, and this could even have to do with their children. If they have, I don't know if they have children. If they're gonna have children, and like maybe be involved in teaching their child about music, or that the child's into creativity and things that have to do with Leo and Pisces. That might teaching them might be something that they can do together and bond together positively on. And that Neptune making a sextile to that North Node I was talking about. And Venus is the lower octave of Neptune, so it also has that creative ability and the romantic aspect and the ability to enjoy music and be musical. So there's an opportunity there between that Neptune and that Venus North Node. So if they can keep it light and not go too deep and get into too many arguments with all that Mars. Uh, I think the positive will outweigh the negative. So check out some of the other, like I said, some of the other videos. I'll link down the description with the North Node and the Venus and the Rosalia chart. And I am going to do Nelly's chart individually and Ashanti's chart individually, and I might compare the two and also go over the marriage transit that happened, that where it's indicated that they are getting married. I'll look at both charts individually. So stay tuned for that. Remember to subscribe to the channel and have a great day.